As a global population, our life expectancy is increasing, meaning that we're living longer. But this does not mean that we are healthier. In fact, as a society, we are getting sicker and our health is rapidly declining. The most worrying thing is that it's happening to us and in front of us, and we can't even see it. So in this video, I'm going to share the secret to achieving and maintaining your own metabolic health so you can increase the number of healthy years you live, improving everything from your energy levels to productivity to your weight control, and reducing your risk of long-term disease. Stick around till the end of the video when I'll let you know how to implement what you've learned in this video today so you can start seeing results immediately. But first, let's understand what metabolic health is and why it's important. So, metabolic health refers to the body's ability to efficiently turn food into energy, maintain healthy blood sugar levels, and use insulin effectively. In other words, it's the state in which our metabolism is functioning optimally. Maintaining metabolic health is crucial because it's linked to a wide range of health outcomes, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and obesity. Poor metabolic health can also lead to a range of other negative consequences, such as chronic fatigue, brain fog, and low mood. There are 5 indicators of metabolic health, and these are waist circumference, blood pressure, fasting blood glucose level, HDL cholesterol levels, and your triglycerides. Now, obviously, we can have a look at waist circumference and measure that ourselves, and also we can check our blood pressure pretty easily, but the other 3 indicators usually require a little bit of blood work to be done to find out what those metabolic indicators are suggesting. But shockingly, in 2016, it was found that 88% of adults in the US are not metabolically healthy. And this is not just people who are obese, because 50% of people who are not overweight are also not metabolically healthy. You may have heard of the term skinny fat, which means that there is increased fat around someone's internal organs, even when they appear to have a good BMI on the outside, which is what causes a lot of chronic illnesses like diabetes and heart problems. The problem with being skinny fat is that it's harder to notice when someone's not metabolically healthy, as aside from waist circumference, the other indicators of metabolic health can't just be seen. So don't just look at your weight. Even if you are within an ideal BMI, it's really important to reflect and be honest with yourself about whether you are leading a healthy lifestyle or not, and look at your other indicators like blood pressure and your blood work if it's available to you, to help you provide a clear picture on whether you are metabolically healthy or not. So, what is the secret to achieving and maintaining metabolic health? The answer could be obviously simple: a healthy lifestyle, which includes a balanced diet, regular exercise, stress management, and adequate sleep. I'll leave a link to my lifestyle playlist in the description below for further videos on these. But I think I can be a little bit more specific to the secret to metabolic health than just a healthy lifestyle. In terms of diet, we know the importance of focusing on whole, nutrient-dense foods such as fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats, and avoiding processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive amounts of alcohol, etc., etc. When we eat, one of 3 things happens to the food that we consume. It's either immediately turned into energy to do the things that we need to during the day, it can be broken down to help different bodily functions and repair, or it can be stored for when energy is not available. This storing of energy used to be more important when food was scarce and our ancestors didn't know when the next meal would come. These days, too much energy is being stored, but we never need to use this energy as food is plentiful. The excess storing of food leads to chronic disease such as heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease, just to name a few. Eating real whole foods and eliminating processed foods is the most important step to getting and remaining metabolically healthy. More than genetics, and I'd say even more than exercise. And we can see this in all commonly recommended diets, whether that is vegan, paleo, Mediterranean, keto, gluten-free, or vegetarian. And the thing that all of these diets have in common is they all encourage eating whole foods. So initially, if anyone switches from a typical Western diet to any of these diets, they're likely to see good changes initially because they're eating more whole foods. Now, whether these diets are sustainable or not is a different argument, and probably one that I'll go to in a different video, not today. But it's important to be able to have a diet that you can maintain over a long period of time. So to simplify all of these diets, what I say is eat a whole foods diet, okay? And what whole foods are that they are foods that are either grown in the ground or they are the things that eat the things that are grown in the ground. Another really important habit to be mindful of is how many times we're eating in the day. Our ancestors would typically eat twice a day. 2 meals a day. But these days, the average adult will consume calories 8 times a day. As well as regularly peaking our blood sugar levels, regular snacking or eating means that our bodies never get a chance to use the stored energy we have. So it keeps storing more and more energy until it gets to a point where it can't do that anymore and the metabolic processes start to break down. So here's the problem. When you walk into a supermarket, the majority of what you see is not real food, but processed food that is not designed to keep us healthy, but instead keep big food profitable. By the way, our health is not a concern of theirs, so do not be fooled that it is. As an industry, they are aiming to increase profits, so they create food that makes people more hungry more often, so they keep buying the same processed food. And that's exactly what processed food does. It's addictive. In fact, there's evidence to show us that sugar is more addictive than heroin. Food companies know this, and as a result, processed food contains a high level of sugar. Processed foods provide us with cheap calories without the nutrients that we need. This means our body keeps getting hungry because the food that we've eaten does not meet its nutritional needs. This is the problem with processed food. We take in an abundance of calories and energy, but without meeting our nutritional needs. This is why people snack more throughout the day and eat bigger meals. So ask yourself this simple question before eating a food. Was this made naturally, or was this made in a factory? If you can do one thing right now to improve your metabolic health, energy, and productivity, stop eating processed foods daily and instead use them as a treat, maybe once or twice a week. Implementing this change from a predominant processed to whole foods diet can feel really daunting to begin with, but you can use the 4 laws of behavior change to make this a lot easier. Firstly, make it obvious. Simply stop buying processed foods. If it's not in the house, you're far less likely to consume it. This is all about creating the optimal environment for the habit that you want to form. So start by noting what's on your shopping list and in your basket, and gradually reduce the amount of processed foods that you're bringing home. Ask yourself the question, was this made naturally or was it made in a factory? Also consider setting some time aside each week to batch cook some meals, especially if cooking whole foods is not something that is a regular part of your week. Secondly, make it attractive. Have some fun and experiment with different recipes each week, maybe even do it as a family or with friends. I like to listen to music as I cook as it makes it more enjoyable. Number 3, make it easy. I'd advise choosing quick but healthy meals initially to reduce the size of the task with cooking so it's a little bit more achievable. Batch cooking can also be a great hack as it means only cooking a few times a week rather than daily, which can be a great time saver and really helpful if you have good and bad days, if you're living with pain or any other chronic illness. And lastly, make it satisfying. Present your meals in an attractive way and share pictures of your meals with friends, family members, or even an accountability buddy. It's important you get a reward for the habit you're trying to form to create a positive feedback loop. By implementing these strategies to move away from processed foods and towards a real whole foods diet, you can significantly improve your metabolic health fairly quickly and really reduce your risk of chronic disease in the long term. Also, the healthier you begin to feel, the more motivated that you'll be to continue doing the things that are making you feel healthy and good. So just take small steps today and watch your health and your quality of life improve over time. To learn more about how to turn bad habits into good ones, check out this video next, which goes through different ways to form healthy habits and break unhealthy ones. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos on how to improve your health and wellness. Thanks for watching, have a lovely day, and I'll see you on the next video.